Hey guys, I am just getting the iPad set up so that I can watch chat and see if you guys have any questions or anything you want to throw at me. And you can't do that on the primary device, otherwise it causes echoing and all kinds of other unfortunate issues. So tonight we have on tap some football, some baseball, some memorabilia. I do normally break in the order that things end on eBay. So that means we will be doing our memorabilia first, and then our football, and then our baseball. But of course the memorabilia and the football are both fairly quick breaks tonight. So if you're here for baseball, you won't be waiting too long. First up though, let's take a look at who is in our July Customer Appreciation Break. That break is going to be on the first Saturday in August, which is the 5th at 6 o'clock Eastern. And here's the list of people that are in so far. And we're getting ready to put somebody else in here tonight. So here's kind of what happens. I do a nightly random. And the winner of that nightly random advances into the Customer Appreciation Break, which is called Lucky You. The reason it's number 3 is this is the 3rd time we've done this particular promotion. Doesn't cost you anything to be in it, but the only way to get in it is to win the nightly random. And, you know, when we get to the day of the break, I buy some stuff, we open it up, and you guys have a chance to win the hits out of it, and it doesn't cost you anything. So tonight is GFD 18 is our winner. So I'm going to buzz back over here and drop that in the spreadsheet. GFD 18, you are all set and in, man. So remember to come back on that first Saturday in August, and you'll have a chance to win some other hits. So in the meantime, let's take a look at break number 1 tonight, which I think is our mini helmet, if I'm remembering right. Yeah. So we have one 2017 Leaf autographed mini football helmet. This is break number 8, meaning it is the 8th time that we have broken that particular product. And of course you'll see team names are on one side and winning bidders are across from it. We do have some unpaid teams tonight. This actually just seems to be the week to not pay me. I have like probably 12 unpaid things from this week alone. Yeah, I know, right? It's like up to about $600. Kind of not fun. Anyway, the ones that are unpaid tonight, if you do get payment in, I will send you whatever you pull, of course. So no worries there. If you take care of paying me, I'm going to take care of getting your stuff to you. So right now I'm going to leave the camera on autofocus while we're doing the memorabilia. When we finish the memorabilia, I will take it off of autofocus and set it to a closer focus so we can look at our cards without having to worry about that camera zooming in and out and whatnot. Oh, this is a cool hit. Cool indeed. This is for the Saints, and it is, I never say this guy's name right, Willie Roaf. Well, you see it there, even though you know I'm not pronouncing it right. So the Saints have our mini helmet tonight, and the light's kind of bouncing off that in an evil way. So let's pick that up and see. That doesn't really make it much better, does it? Anyway, Saints with the mini helmet. So yay, Saints. Nice hit for you. It's always good to pull your Hall of Famers out. Well, at least if you're like me, I like pulling out the Hall of Famers for my Steelers in breaks. So hopefully the Saints team feels the same way about their Hall of Famers. So that was quick. Break number 2, going to be just about as fast. And this is one box of 2017 Leaf autographed football jersey, break number 5. Of course, our end date tonight, our live stream schedule, that's right now. Same format as before, team names on one side, winning bidder names across from it. Again, several unpaid teams in here. If you do take care of payment, I will take care of getting you anything that you happen to pull out, which, you know, hopefully some of those will have payment coming in. But with the kind of way the week's gone, I'm not going to count on anything. Oh, Bobby, hi, how are you? You know, on the unpaid stuff, up to now, I really haven't been doing that, except occasionally. I should have done it the other night when somebody got me for the Yankees for a few $100s, and I kind of meant to, and stupid chat went down that night. So I'm for right now, no, but I will tell you that starting in probably the next week or so, that is going to start happening. I am going to start reselling the unpaid teams because I'm just ending up eating way too much stuff. Our jersey is a nice one. It's for the Giants, and how about a little Odell Beckham Jr.? Yeah. I love Leaf jerseys. It is always such a good hit when you pull out Leaf jerseys and helmets, really. And really Gold Rush is too. So there you go. There is your Odell Beckham Jr. signed jersey. Yay. I think this is going to be custom. Let's just take a little peek in there. And yeah, that looks like this is a custom jersey. Every once in a while you get lucky and get an authentic, but most of them are custom. And then there, of course, is your little certificate that goes with it. And I will put that certificate like in the folds of your jersey. So when you get it in the mail, make sure that you find that little certificate, you know, before you toss out the packaging or anything like that. So two cool hits there. I like that Odell Beckham Jr. It is nice. That is going to bring us up to Gold Standard Football. You guys know I love Gold Standard. So this is 4 boxes of 2017 Gold Standard Football. That is a third of a case. This is the 3rd time we've done it. So this is the back end, the final 4 boxes out of this case. And again, same format. You can see your name in lights across from your team as we scroll down through here. And then, of course, after we finish this, we'll be rolling into our baseball, our Allen and Ginter. Shipping-wise, while I'm thinking about it, this stuff will most likely go out Monday. There is a possibility some of it may get out before then, but Monday is kind of what I'm thinking, and if I can get it out sooner, you know I will. I always try to get it to you as quickly as I can, but I also ship the breaks generally in the order that they happen. So when there are other breaks still yet to go out, then that's kind of why it sometimes seems like it takes longer than it should. It's because we go in order. So Gold Standard, you guys know I love it. Love it, love it. So happy that it is back in football. It was only in football 1 year, but it's been in basketball since 2010. So I was super excited to have it come back, and we have pulled some nice stuff out of it. And we pulled some nice stuff out of Pantheon last night too. I was really happy with that. First card we pulled out was Dan Marino autographed to 25. I mean, it was sweet. Pantheon was nice last night. I liked it. I liked it very much. Oh, Wayne's after a Carson Wentz 1 of 1. All right, cool. Oh, Kian's dad, did you really hit the Carson Wentz 1 of 1 in a break earlier tonight, or are you just jacking poor Wayne around? What's happening there, man? Are you being mean to him? I hope not. Well, I did not mean to pull. Well, I've made a mess of that. But anyway, we'll just look at them, and even though, oh, I forgot to change the focus. Even though I made a mess of it, I meant to put the best hit on the back, and I didn't quite get that accomplished. So there, that ought to help us look at the cards a little bit closer without having so much interference with the camera constantly refocusing. Josh Malone for the Bengals is first up. That is numbered 249. Everything in Gold Standard is going to have a number on it. There is Isaiah Ford for the Dolphins. That is 279. Amara Darbaugh to, does that say 199? I think it does, to 199. I believe that says. What? Yeah. For the Seahawks. Oh, Love it. Love it. OJ Howard to 25. And you guys know how I get so excited over nice pieces of material. Oh, look at that. Got a 4-color patch on the left, a nice 2-color on the right, numbered to 25. Of course, it is a sticker auto, but even so, you know, they're done in gold. They're on that nice black background, and even though they're stickers, it's kind of hard to tell. A little bit of kind of chipping and minor edge wear and corner issues, and that's common with all of these, but overall, wow, I love that hit. So Bucks, yay. Yay, Bucks. Adoree Jackson coming out next to 149 for the Titans. Ooh, another nice patch. Eric Ebron to 49 for the Lions. And yeah, I like that too. I think that's part of a number. Certainly looks like part of a number. And that's pretty sweet in and of itself. Although, I gotta say, right now, you haven't topped the OJ Howard for me yet. Followed up by a little Paxton Lynch for the Broncos. And what is that? That is all right. Whatever it is, it wiped off. So I think it was probably like a piece of something off of one of the other cards or off the pack or something. They're leaving little crud all over my map. Yes, Paul, if you missed it earlier, you may have missed it when I started. I gave the order that everything breaks in. I always break in the order that things end on eBay. So we've already done the helmet. We've already done the jersey. We're doing Gold Standard Football right now. And as soon as we finish Gold Standard Football, we will be doing a half case of Allen and Genter baseball. Doug Martin for the Bucks up to, that is to 49 for the Buccaneers. There's Adoree Jackson again. That one I think is to 79 for the Titans. You guys know sometimes my vision is a little dicey on some of these, so if I happen to read a number wrong, sorry. I do try to see them, but sometimes I read them wrong. That is to 49, the Ahmad Rashad. Pretty cool. Nice little blast from the past for the Vikes. I like it. I like it. I like it. Carl Lawson for the Bengals to 149. Yeah, you really don't see Ahmad Rashad very much. You're right, Kianstad. I mean, that's it is not super common to find him, so that does make it a little more fun. And there's our man Dak Prescott to 49, but it is too bad that they couldn't have given us a signature with that. However, you know, still numbered to 49 and a nice piece of material, so it is still a nice hit. And of course, after all the controversy, you know, they have to watch him sign those things now. There is Alvin Kamara to 199 for the Saints. And actually, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but they put out a video, Panini did, of him signing a whole bunch of stuff like a week ago or 10 days ago after all that, like a whole big long video of him just sitting there signing. Oh, I am envious. I am about to drool on your card because, yeah, you've got James Conner for the Steelers. That is numbered to 99. Now, I'm not wild about James' signature there, just the J and the C, but I love the hit. You guys know I love my Steelers, and I love the hit. And I read something, I guess it was just this week, that said, at least at Dick's Clothing and Sporting Goods, which is kind of a nationwide chain, but maybe centered more in the Northeast, his jersey is number 2 in sales behind somebody, like maybe only Tom Brady. I don't know. Anyway, he's number 2 in jersey sales right now. James Conner is. This is to 49 on Lorenzo Alexander for the Bills. Malachi Dupree for the Packers to 79. Look at that. The Bucks are just cleaning up tonight. There's Chris Godwin to 75, I think that says. And that's another one of those little shorthand signatures where you just get the initials. I kind of wish they would like sign their whole name, but they're not gonna, apparently. Marlon Mack did, and Marlon Mack is to 25 for the Colts. And that is a nice little two-color patch up there. I don't really see a whole lot. I mean, you know, there's just, again, all these have just the little minor kind of stuff around the edges and the corners, but I haven't seen anything crazy. Ooh, nice. Richard Sherman. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Love it. And that is to 5. That is 1 of 5 on the Richard Sherman signature and materials hit. So Seahawks, boom. How about your Richard Sherman? And if anybody wants anything in a one-touch that you pull tonight, just send me a message on eBay. I'm always happy to do that. It's just at my cost. So just let me know if you ever want one anytime. This is Deonta Foreman and Deshaun Watson for the Texans. Of course, Mr. Foreman, didn't he just got in trouble for something, so he needs to chill out a little bit before the season starts so he doesn't get in any more trouble. Followed up by a little Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers, and that is to 199. And again, man, would like to have had, well, you know what? Let's just face it. We'd like to have some ink on everything, right? Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, man. Connor, listen, the Steelers said they're not giving Connor any pass. I just see what you said there, Kian's dad. They said, no, you know, hey, we're not giving him a pass just because he's had cancer in the past. We expect him to come in and, like, be ready to go just like everybody else. So they didn't draft him out of, pity or anything. They expect some big stuff from him. Robert Kelly for the Redskins to 49. Allen Robinson to 79 for the Jags. Oh boy. This patch might, this might overtake the O.J. Howard in my envy level right now, because I love both of those patches. That is so awesome. That is 15 of 25 on the Kareem Hunt for the Chiefs. And those are sweet, especially this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's awesome. And I do notice, particularly in the upper left, you've got some little corner ding up there, more so than any of the others. That one is noticeable on the back. Carlos Henderson for the Broncos to 99 for Mr. Carlos Henderson. Oh, wow. Paul Hornung. I'm so happy for the Packers because that is a nice hit. Paul Hornung is always awesome to hit. That is to 25, and I know if you've got the Packers, you got to be happy with that. Very sweet hit, Pack. Deshaun Kaiser to 199 for the Cleveland Browns. And last up, we got another one coming out with Kareem Hunt. This one is to 149 and also has Mr. Patrick Mahomes on it. So Chiefs with a couple of hits there here towards the end. Oh, you were saying, I got you, Kian's dad. You were saying he gets a pass on his bad autograph. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear you. All right, so let's review our hits here. And we're just going to buzz through all these again in case someone missed it the first time or in case you want to get another look at it. And while I'm thinking about it, I will tell you this. When we did a break of this the other night, there was a card that came out for Charlie Trippi. And it said on it, I already emailed the people that were involved in it, but the card said on it, Chicago Cardinals. And of course, during the break, I just saw the Chicago part and the logo for the old Chicago Cardinals looks very similar to the current Chicago Bears. So when I saw it, I said for the Bears. And then, of course, when I was sorting, I saw that it said Chicago Cardinals, which obviously that's the current Arizona Cardinals. And so, of course, Charlie Trippi was sent out to the Arizona Cardinals, as he should have been. But I did have to backtrack to our Bears owner and apologize for making that error. And, you know, sometimes, guys, that is going to happen. Sometimes I am going to just see something wrong or read something wrong in the broadcast. If you ever see that and you catch it, please let me know so that I can correct it on air. And if I ever find it myself, like I did this time when I was doing sorting, I will always, email the people involved and send pictures of the card and all that so that everybody can see what is what. Not that you couldn't see the pictures in the video, because you could, but you know what I mean. So I do my best not to make any mistakes, but every once in a while I do make one. And at that point, all I can do is try to make them right. But I don't think that we had any Charlie Trippi situations in here tonight, so I don't think I had any. Oh, gosh. I don't think I had anything that I called wrong tonight, and Carl Lawson there just took a little trip right out of my hand. Unfortunately, I think everything is still okay with him, but that is what I'm looking at right now, as you can see. This is the side that hit the mat, or the edge, the bottom, whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. And I believe we are okay there, which, thank goodness, that's why we have breaking mat, but I am sorry about that. He jumped right out of my hand. And there is Mr. Paxton, Adoree Jackson, and Eric Ebron. So that is gold standard in the books. Let me set this down in our little sorting area on the sorting mat, and then we got to bring up a big case of Allen and Ginter. Oh, you want your DAC in a one-touch? For sure, man. For sure. In fact, let me do that. Let me do that for you right now if I can find the right size. What am I going to say? Those are probably 120s, 130s. Let's see if I can find what we need, Jared. Hold tight there, man. I was just at the hobby store today, so I've got a bunch of sizes. The question is, where have I stacked them all? Here's one. Let's see if I can, we're going to see if this is the right size for your DAC. Let me get him back out of here. And we will get him loaded up right now. All right, so here is Mr. DAC, and we're going to try him in this 130. And while we're getting him in his new home, see if I think that's going to be exactly the right size. If there's anybody who collects just the Phillies, which, you know, the Phillies person didn't pay me tonight, so I'm guessing they're probably not watching. But if any of the rest of it, or maybe they are watching and they'll pay me if they get a hit, that happens sometimes. If anybody collects the Phillies, the guy at the hobby store bought this giant collection of stuff that's all Phillies. Like, he showed me, it was a massive amount of stuff, like maybe 30 or 40 big, thick, like 10-inch thick binders full of Phillies cards from, you know, like 60s, 70s, up through 90s and 2000s. I mean, like, it's insane. Anyway, he wants to sell it as a whole big collection. So if anybody, you know, is interested in a giant collection of Phillies cards, I'll give you his number and, you know, hook you up with him or whatever. So I told him I would mention that tonight when he asked me if I knew anyone who was interested. So now it's time for a half case of Allen and Ginter baseball. Oops, I made a typo in there, didn't I? Well, I guess it matters. So let's take a look. Who's in? This is a 12-box case. So what we will do is take them out. I'll number them on the end, and then I will let random decide which ones we open tonight versus which we open later. So there's a couple of things I want to point out in here. Again, with the unpaid teams, if payment has come in the interim, or as long as you take care of payment in a reasonable time frame, I will send you whatever you pull. These things that say no bids buyback, that's fairly self-explanatory. That is just teams that were unloved, unwanted, orphan teams. Anything comes out for those, it will stay here with me. All of these categories, you will notice, a lot of these inserts were broken up into categories because I did not want to deal with random on a zillion things. So that's kind of how all of this fell. This that says non-baseball celebrity, that is any person, any card with a person on it that is not a baseball player that does not fall under one of these other categories. So in other words, if it is a person but the card says World's Dudes, it would go to World's Dudes. If it's a person that's not on any of these other categories, it's going to fall right there to non-baseball celebrity. So, and I'm just generally calling them all celebrities, right? Whether they're politicians or whether they're, sports figures or whatever they are. If they're not baseball players and they're not in another card set, that's the category they're going to fall to. You're asking what was the Rashad numbered to? Kian's dad, give me 1 second and we will take another look at that because I do not remember. Let me get all this Allen and Ginter out of here and lined up, and then I will take a look at that for you. But first things first, and I'll tell you this, I'm glad that I scheduled this break for tonight instead of for last night, because I got the case yesterday and it was all like beat up. The case itself was all dented and smashed in, and I was afraid of what the cards might look like. So I said, no, you have to take it back and overnight me, a new one, because I'm not going to take a chance that our stuff might be messed up. So they did. They overnighted me a new one. It came today. All right, so who are we looking for? Ahmad Rashad again. All right, let's find Ahmad Rashad. I want to say maybe it was 49, but I'm not 100% sure. And watch, it's going to be in the other stack, not in this stack. Yep, see, called that, didn't I? Always happens that way. Whatever stack I pick up, it's going to be in the other one. So hold tight, Kian's dad. We are going to find it for you here. It's just going to take us a minute, apparently, because it's going to, of course, be the very last. Oh, next to last. All right, the Ahmad Rashad is 16 of 49. There is your number on it, and there's your little second look at it. So we good to go on that one? Yes? So, and just so you guys know, you've probably figured this out if you're watching. When you type something in chat, there is a little bit of a delay before it shows up on my side. So that's why if you type something in and I don't address it for a minute, well, first of all, I might not, glance over there for a minute, but secondly, it also takes a couple minutes to pop up. So we're going to head into random, and random is going to choose which of our 12 possible boxes that we open up tonight. Well, good grief. I am just like typo crazy at the moment. What is going on? I'm all excited about getting into the Allen and Ginter. That's what's happening. All right, I need to write these down. This is 3, 9, 2, 4, 11, and 1. All right, so that is 1. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, so that is 1, 2, 3. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 11. Is that how that came out? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess it is. Huh, how about that? That's interesting. Never comes out like that. Guess that's why it's called random, right? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, they stay where they are. And then we need 9 and 11. Whoops. And everybody else will be for another day. Now, of course, I'm sure you guys all know that this has a lot of base in it. A lot of base. So I'm not going to go through it super fast, but I'm not going to go through it super slow either because of the amount of cards that are in it. If you want something to go a little faster or you want it to go a little slower, just jump in a chat and let me know. I don't access email or eBay while I'm doing the break. So you literally, come into the chat on YouTube if you have something, that you want to look at again, or you want to go again, speed up, slow down, that kind of stuff. Actually, there's a better way to do this, I think. We're just gonna... And I do have some sleeves and some top loaders that should fit these box loaders. If for some reason they don't, I'm going to hang on to this little pouch that it comes in. And if we have any issues, why is that not coming out of there? If we have any issues, then we will, I'll ship it in that. So first out is Buster Posey on our box loader. So Giants have the first quasi hit there with our Buster Posey box loader. And now we're off to the races. Good luck, everybody. Let's hope we pull some fire out of here. You know what I think? Let's open a few packs at once, and that'll make it maybe a little easier to sort. And you know what? Cody Bellinger, I'm sure you guys know this by now, but Cody Bellinger and Ian Happ are both in Allen and Ginter. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I'm hoping, of course, that we pull one or both of them tonight, along with all kinds of other fun stuff. But yeah, I'm really pretty excited about the possibility of pulling those guys out of here tonight. So here we go. Now, of course, again, this Stark, this guy on the back, sports writer, world's champion. So that is going to go to that non-baseball celebrity category. The only time it would go somewhere else is, if it said World Dudes or World's Fair or whatever. Sport fish and fishing lures, I believe that category did sell, so that will go to somebody. It's one of our little minis. Charlie Blackmon. And our first hit, look at that. We've already found a hit right off the bat. And it is Fulmer for the White Sox, of course. I'm trying to figure out, what is it? It's like a little, I'm trying to figure out the material that the little frame is made of. It's kind of like a plastic type material. Anyway, so there we go. Cool. First hit out is for the White Sox. And of course, we will review all of our hits at the end of the break. What a Day insert with Tanaka. Another mini. Kyle Seager. And this, of course, my first time getting a look at these as well, since it just came out yesterday and I didn't open it. So I'm kind of excited about looking at all these myself. This is a mini for Oh, see, this is one of the world's dudes, so that's an ornithology dude. Paraslax. That is interesting. That just says sold for refugee aid. So I'm not really sure what category that goes in. We're going to set that aside. We'll figure that out. I don't know about that one. Mr. Bryce Harper went by. World's Fair insert. Oh, Gary Stevens, jockey. So that mini will, of course, go to the non-baseball celebrity category. But basically, I think you guys know what all the categories are at this point, so I'm not necessarily going to call them out. But if there is one that goes by that you have a question about, please jump in and let me know. Verlander is our materials hit here for the Tigers. Where did I set our... There's our guy. Let's rearrange this a little bit. Let's put our hits like that. I think that's the better way to do it. There are buyback cards in here, of course. This is one of them, a Rick Miller card. Most of the buybacks will have soft edges and corners and etc. because literally they are buyback cards. They just stamp on them, rediscover tops. So. I think if you ever pulled, or if we were to ever pull a super valuable one, if there's a really high dollar buyback card, they don't actually stamp rediscover tops on it. But the traditional buyback cards that we pull do have that stamp. And, there's like a silver stamp, a gold stamp, a bronze stamp. There's all these, there may even be a blue one, all the varying colors in the rediscover top stamp as well. If anybody just jumped in, we are on the first box of our half case break of Allen and Ginter. And I did say earlier, also, if you missed that, I did just see some people jump in, as the reason I'm saying all this again. The expected shipping date on this is Monday, and if I can get it out sooner than that, I certainly will. But that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment, is that we're looking at Monday. Oh, Roberto Clemente. So what's the best thing that you guys have seen pulled? I'm sure you've either been in some breaks or watched some other breaks by today. I have not. I have had a lot going on, and I have not had time to do either one. But I'm guessing you guys have, so just curious, what's the best thing you've seen pulled so far? Wondering how much Bellinger and Happ are coming out as well. Maeda for the Dodgers. A relic card. And what is this? That is that's another one of our world's dudes. Bust a move. That's actually pretty funny. with the hula dancer on there. I mean, that you know, come on, that was funny. Okay, this is another. That's another one that's going to go over with our Paris locks into kind of an I don't know what that is category. I will have to examine those a little more closely or go to the checklist or something, although I thought I created most of the I think I created the categories that were on the checklist, so well, might help if I turn the pack the right way if I actually want to get the seam open, mightn't it? I'm going to do, just trying to think about where I want to stack some of this stuff, because we're going to run out of room momentarily on the sorting mat to my right, so we're going to have to accommodate some of this on our breaking mat, I think. Justin, I don't think so. We've had just 3 hits in here, right? And this is what we should have, right? Yeah, three hits. Yeah, so right now I think we're just on track with the 3 hits that we've had. I don't think we're in a pattern of anything other than the norm at the moment, because we've had 2 relics and the 1 autograph. Because, you know, the box loader comes with, is in each of them. Man, those little minis, they just kind of sneak up on you. They keep wanting to slide out of that pack. Is that a Jonas brother? Yes, good grief. Oh, those are pretty. The Sportfish and Lure are actually pretty cool cards. Oh, look at that. A baby Jose Canseco with a full-size Jose Canseco. I'm so easily amused. Oh, that's the guy. Somebody sent me a message about that, about the surfer, and wanted to know if he was, what category he fell into, because they were interested in trying to hit the surfer. Oh, yes. Is all the base hollow? Has everyone? Oh, I guess it has been, hasn't it? You know, I was so intent on looking at the card design, I didn't even pay attention to the fact that all of our base has been hollow. You're right. That is a good call, Justin. Thank you, man. See, sometimes I don't see the forest for the trees, right? I mean, wow. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know what happened there. I just was so focused on the other stuff, I didn't even notice that all of our base had been hollow. But yeah, you're right. It is. So thank you. Good catch. Good call. A little Sunny Gray. Man, I tell you, those minis, they're like trying to run away from me. This must be required reading. Yeah, it is. All right. Oh, that's cool. Little Bregman. And this is, what is this? Constellations. All right. With a blank back, by the way. Constellations with a blank back. Another buyback card. Yeah, it's amazing sometimes, Justin, when like you're doing this stuff, because sometimes I just go into a zone or something and I don't pay it that much attention to the base. In fact, probably more often than I should. Now tonight's a little different because there are so many subsets of inserts in here. Moncada, who finally got called up. But yeah, it's interesting that sometimes I will flip through and, somebody will put up in chat, and of course there is that little bit of a delay, so I won't see it for a minute. Somebody will say, oh, what was the, whoever it is, base that just went through, like in Benintendi, for instance, that we just saw. And I will not have even noticed it. And I'll be like, what? When did we hit, when was that? How far back was that? Because I just kind of, I don't know, I kind of zone out on the base sometimes. I shouldn't, I know. It's just, I don't know what happens. Lumberjack Dude and Lori Hernandez. And part of it too is, this is my first pack that I've gotten my hands on. So like I'm all into, what is the design? What is the, what do the inserts look like? What's the set look, so I know better. I should always buy some loose packs first and open them so that I can get all the ooh-ahs out of the way before I start. Oh, Whitey Ford. What is the number on that? 304. I think Whitey might be a short print, right? Isn't the short print 300 to 350 in Allen and Ginter? I think that Whitey Ford may be a short print, because I believe it is 300 to 350. All right, let's stack these bad boys up that way. Time to play and open some more. So if we pull any rip cards tonight, I mean, I know I wouldn't rip them. You guys would obviously, once you got them, if you wanted them ripped, you'd rip them. But, I always think about that. Like, if I pull a rip card for myself, do you want to rip it or not? Like, you shouldn't because it's worth more, but yet you want to because you want to know what's in there. Or at least that's me. There is Sammy Kershaw for the Dodgers coming out in our second box topper, box loader, whatever you want, whatever you prefer to call them. And now we're back to the real world with our non-hollow, which at some point I probably, I would say at some point I probably noticed, but you know what, I might not have. I might not have noticed it until I was sorting, if you had not been kind enough to say that, Justin. I was so into the experience. And the reason I'm flipping over, of course, all the non-baseball folks, hey, there's Aaron Judge, is because, of course, that was a separate bidding category, and those guys are interested in what they pull too, I'm sure. So we want to give them a chance to get a look as well. There's another Bust-A-Move. Those cards are kind of making me laugh, I have to say. The Bust-A-Move are kind of funny. Yeah, I wish we had found that. I wish we had found the Aaron Judge in the hollow. That would have been nice. Nonetheless, we're just going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and just put him in a little sleeve and keep him nice and happy up there. I don't know, why did they put the Jonas Brothers in here? That just cracks me up. All the possible people you could put, why the Jonas Brothers? Oh, there is Fulmer again. Let's look at our other, there's our other base card. So, man, Fulmer is like rolling on through it tonight. So, another little Michael Fulmer relic. So there they are, side by side. Oh, that's Justin Verlander. Let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. And that was Carson Fulmer. Carson Fulmer and Michael Fulmer and Verlander. And yeah, all right. I'm clearly having bad recall at the moment. Man, my Reds got smashed today. Good grief. Diamondbacks were just like, oh, they crushed them. Johnny Bench, yay. Speaking of my Reds. Just crushed my poor little Reds. Like, whew. They have not had a very good time of it since the All-Star break. Well, let me say that. It was, yeah, they were playing better before the break. They maybe shouldn't have had any days off. Nice little Yelich. Or Yelich. Giant Panda again. I think the Reigns may also be a short print. I believe it is 300 to 350. I'm fairly certain it ends at 350. What I can't remember for certain is if it begins at 300, but I think that it does. Tomorrow night we will have, I think it's tomorrow night, Optic. Be busting into a half case of Optic. And you know, Optic is interesting because last year, of course, there was tons of Optic everywhere. I mean, you could still, to this day, buy Optic. And baseball was pretty good last year, right? I mean, obviously there's still some things available, but most things sold through pretty well last year. Not a lot left over. But there was quite a bit of Optic. So this year, they came back and, I guess, redesigned it a little bit. And then printed, like, a tiny little smidgen of what they printed of it last year. And now, can't find, I mean, now we can find it, but it's quite pricey the day after release already. So fortunately I did have a couple of cases of that pre-ordered, so we will have a little bit of it to open. Now this I know for sure is the second one of him, even though I like lost my mind a minute ago and got everybody like all mixed up. This is definitely the second one of him. So have not completely gone awry, but yeah. So the Dodgers with a couple of relic hits there. Oh, that's funny, Justin. I know, right? Am I sure that's not another Fulmer? It could be, right? I told you, I don't know what happened there. I just like, I'm thinking, I'm thinking they're all Fulmer. Every card I pull is Fulmer. I know, I deserve that, man. You should definitely, yeah, I deserve to be hazed on that a little bit. And Corey, you're a huge Reds fan too. All right, man. Well, I would love to pull some Reds for you because, you know, the Reds are my home team. And I've been a Reds fan since this way back in the day. We'll just leave it at that. Way back in the day. And I always love pulling the Reds. Even though I don't get to keep this. All this stuff goes on out the door to you guys. I enjoy seeing it and pulling it. So I will happily try to conjure you up some Cincinnati Reds. I felt like something was stuck to the back of that, but I guess it is not. There is a golfer dude. Another buyback. I'm still just chuckling over you with him. Make sure that's not another Fulmer. That just makes me laugh. Chef dude. Oh, cool, John Warner. World's Fair. Who is Brooke Hogan? I don't even know who Brooke Hogan is. But either way, we just pulled her, so there you go. Jose Altuve, he played, we have a single A team here, the Legends. And it used to be Astros affiliated. I don't even know. I think it's Kansas City Royals affiliated these days. But anyway, Jose Altuve played here with the Legends. So it's nice to see him doing so well. And funny, if you saw the picture, you know, of course, after the All-Star game, it was ESPN, CNN, USA Today, one of those. They had written an article, you know, everybody writes an article about Aaron Judge these days, but anyway, they had written an article about Aaron Judge, and in it, they had this little graphic, looks like we're going to have a redemption, that showed Aaron Judge next to various people, you know, some baseball players, some not, just showing the height differential and things. And there was a picture of him next to Jose Altuve that was hilarious because Jose is so short. Oh, we did pull a Bellinger. Oh, sweet. I told you I was trying to conjure a Bellinger or an Ian Happ. So Dodgers, ba-boom. There's a nice full-size autograph card of Cody Bellinger coming your way. Of course, you know I will checklist verify that, but we all know Cody Bellinger's going to the Dodgers, but I will checklist verify it because that's what I do at the end of the break. So hopefully they will turn that around for you super fast, and you will have one of the first official rookie autographs of Cody Bellinger out of Topps anyway. Constellations. I guess all the constellations are. Do they glow in the dark or what? No, they're not blank on the back, and I guess they don't glow in the dark. There's a little tiny faint kind of design of the constellation on the back, I guess. Oh, I'm excited about the Bellinger. Yay. Yay, Dodgers. I'm guessing you're probably excited about the Bellinger too, would be my guess. And I was surprised, really, because, you know, the Dodgers really, and the Cubs, neither one went for, really, comparatively speaking, all that much, considering that this is the first Topps product where you can pull their rookie signature for Ian Happ and Cody Bellinger. Maybe people don't know that yet, but they, of course, they're about to find out. That Tim Raines, possibly a short print, card number 303 on it. So now if we can just find, we need to find Aaron Judge. We need to find Ian Happ, Mike Trout. Yeah, that's my wish list, right? Bryce Harper. I could keep going. Joey Votto. Yeah, I got a lot. I got a lot I'd like to find in here. But that Bellinger, yeah, that was pretty sweet. We already looked at that, yes. Justin, what teams do you have in here tonight? Who belongs to you this evening? Oh, Wayne, you want a Nolan Ryan. All right. We pulled some nice Nolan Ryan recently. What did we pull? Didn't we pull one out of archives? A Nolan Ryan mini? I think we did. And then we pulled Nolan Ryan out of, something else. Why am I trying to say 5-star? 5-star not out yet. Finest. Yeah, we pulled a couple of Nolan Ryan recently, so he's kind of floating around in the universe for us. So let's see if we can conjure him up, Wayne. How about a little Derek Jeter for our box topper for those New York Yankees? Wayne, who else do you have in here tonight? I know you have, I think you have more than one team in here. Oh, Justin, you're just watching tonight. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you're chatting with me and hanging out. And Paul, you're after some Ozzie Smith. I've definitely pulled Ozzie Smith lately. I know I pulled a mini auto of him in archives, and we pulled him in wasn't fine in tier 1. I pulled him in tier 1 recently. And where else have I pulled him? We pulled Ozzie Smith a few times lately. All right, Corey, I will try to keep the reds coming for you. I'm going to do my best. Maybe we can find you. Is Johnny Bench in here, signature-wise? I think he is. Maybe. I don't know. I looked at so many checklists this last 24 hours for various things. I might have it mixed up, but we'll try to pull you a nice Reds card, or 2, or 3, or 10. How about that? We will do our very best anyway. Yeah, I know it is getting late for a school night, a work night. But you know, I tell you what, I used to go a lot faster, but then people were, you know, some people thought it was too speedy. So I have tried to, what does that say he is? Oh, MySpace co-founder. Oh, okay. So I've tried to kind of moderate my pace a little bit so that, you know, you have a little... We have a decent pace, but not a crazy pace, because that... What's that? Well, see, there's a red for you. As a matter of fact, there's a Amir Garrett and a mini. Oh, I tell you, those little minis, they are hard to... They just jump out of nowhere. You have fishing in Texas. All right, cool. So the Astros, or the Rangers, I mean. Why did I say the Astros? Because I'm thinking Houston, Texas. Now, Texas Rangers. Try that again. So you have Rangers and the fishing. All right, excellent. Well, let's try to get you something good, Wayne. Brandon Phillips. Big Poppy. Oh, there's a nice little Gurriel for the Astros. I don't know who that is. Radio DJ. All right. It's one thing. It will expand your pop culture when you look at Allen and Ginter inserts. For sure. Is that our little, well, that's that same little DJ dude. William Shatner. Alrighty. Star Trek love. You know what? Let's do this. Instead of waiting for them to come careening out. Let's see how many of them I can just get to come out first. There we go. Yeah, it only takes me a couple of years to figure out the best way to do that. Little Jarrell Cotton. And Aaron Sanchez. Here's Ozzie Smith. Now, I know you want Ozzie Smith autograph or relic, but the fact that you said Ozzie Smith and he showed up, well, that could be a good sign. I think. Little John Lester for the Cubbies. Another Aaron Judge. I just figure we may as well just go ahead and put all the Aarons in a sleeve because he's going to go in one anyway. All right, let's see if we can get our little minis to come out of here again. And I love the minis, I do. They're some of my favorite cards. I just don't like them kind of jumping out of the middle of the pack when I'm trying to do a break because you risk them running wild, so to speak. Oh, there was a foil of your Ozzie Smith? Cool, man. Awesome. See, I told you I tune out on that stuff sometimes, so I had not even made a mental note of that. But excellent. I'm glad then that we've gotten you a pair of them. Now maybe that will lead us down the path to an Ozzie Smith hit for you. Oh, nice. A little piece of camo uniform. Cool. Padres have a little Will Myers camo uniform. Oh, how'd that little mini escape my sorting? Adam Duvall went by. Of course, you can tell, as you can see, I'm sorting some of the miscellaneous categories as we go along so that I can recap them later if someone wanted to recap them along with our hits. Because, you know, there are some folks who are interested in the extraneous categories who aren't interested in really the baseball part of Allen and Ginter at all. So that's why I thought it might be a good idea just to keep them separated as we went along. All right. This is still box. This is the end of box number 3 that we are working on right now. Let's see who else. Is there any other? Yep. Shake and bake our little minis out of here. And we'll take a look at them first. Oh, Ricky Henderson. Required reading. Giancarlo. Magicians. All right. Onward and upward. Of course, I know it would be, everybody's probably hoping, I shouldn't say everybody, but the people who have the non-baseball category, I'm sure, are hoping we're going to pull a Floyd Mayweather out of here, because he's in here as well, I think as a cut signature. Is that Maris? I think, no, Maris is 259. So that would be nice. Not a whole lot of Floyd Mayweather signatures coming out on a regular basis of anything. And of course he's getting ready to fight what's his head, McGregor, which I think the general consensus is that that fight, you know, it's all this build up, and that the fight itself is probably going to be over in like 10 seconds. Ooh, we got a rip card. We've got a rip card. Babe Ruth, New York Yankees rip card. Woohoo! Well, Yankees, yay for you. Now you have a big decision to make when you get it. Rip it or keep it. Babe Ruth rip card is a nice hit for the Yankees. Justin, you're funny. Justin says in chat, and I say this because obviously not everyone can see chat. I have been told anyway, if you're not logged into YouTube, that you can't see the chat. So that's number one. And number two, of course, if you're watching the recorded part, you have no frame of reference because the chat's not there. But basically, Justin's telling me, yeah, go ahead and rip it right now. Can you imagine, like, if you had the Yankees and you saw a rip card come out in the break, and then the person doing the break just decided to rip your card in the break? Oh my gosh, wouldn't you just have a stroke? I would. I would just have a stroke right on the spot. Oh, my computer went to sleep. I gotta wake that back up so I can make sure we're rolling all right. Chris Bryant for the Cubbies in that box loader. Box topper. I'm really excited that we pulled that nice Babe Ruth. I mean, that's cool. It's numbered to 60. I don't think I said that. I got all excited because it was Yankees and Babe Ruth and rip card, but yeah, it's numbered to 60 if I didn't say that before. So it's either, let's see what could be inside of it, a red mini autograph, an exclusive mini parallel, an exclusive mini wood, exclusive mini metal, or a one-of-a-kind sketch card. Oh, see, that's what makes it so tempting. I don't know. I always want to rip them. Of course, I've never hit one in a break that I have been in as a participant. I have never hit a rip card, so I've never had to ultimately make the decision to rip or not rip. I mean, I know that they're definitely worth more if you do not rip them, unless obviously you pulled some massive hit out of the inside. But I think the majority of the time you're probably value-wise better off not ripping them. But just knowing that there's something else in there, like if it were my card and I saw it every day at my house and knew that there was something else in there, at some point I would probably just be overcome with curiosity and I'd rip it. You know, it took a lot of self-discipline, especially when I first started breaking, to not like buy extra of everything so that I could just break stuff myself, you know, personally. Like it's hard. You really have to, because I love to break cards and I collect. Okay, so I'm a collector and I love to break, and it's hard. So sometimes when I know there's going to be stuff coming out that I would really want to break myself, but I shouldn't, because it just doesn't make sense for me to do that very often, I will, you know, order myself like a box of something else that I like to come in at the same time so that I can tide myself over, if you will, until time to do the live break and open the new stuff. So I know it would be just, I think, too tempting for me if I owned the rip card. I would probably be able to hold out for a little while, and then I would either have to have it graded so that I couldn't get to it, or I would end up ripping it eventually. I'm just telling you, I would. Because that's is that Clemente? No, I guess it's not. It's 286. I thought that Clemente might be a short print. Gary Stevens, jockey. I'm a horse racing fan, so always like to see the horse stuff. Huh, True Blood guy. And I guess also Magic Mike. So he's Magic Mike and True Blood guy. Is the rip card always the same player? No, there's usually different rip card possibilities. And somewhere in the checklist, I think it will give you an idea of what could possibly be inside as well. I mean, obviously we've read the type of things that could be inside, but I want to say somewhere on that checklist it will also tell you, like, you know, the players and things who could be inside. So, unbelievably, we have a relic for a Jonas brother. I mean, for real. Okay, well, that's what we have. A relic for a Jonas brother. So, well, I've got to put it in the hits, so I got to put it back where it was, I guess. But yeah, there's just so many other. I mean, I shouldn't be hating on the Jonas Brothers, and if you like the Jonas Brothers, please don't be offended. But it just seems to me that there could have been so many other choices for the musicians besides a Jonas brother. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. then I saw a headline. I didn't have time to read the article, but I guess the guy from Lincoln Park died today. Speaking of musicians, I don't know what happened or anything. Again, I saw a headline fly by and haven't had time to investigate it further, but he was pretty young, I think. So I don't know what that was about. All right, there's one mini. Let's see if our other minis will come out. Come on, minis. Is that it? Nope. Yes, no. No, there's one more in there. Well, maybe not. Thought there was. Yep, there he is. I'd like to find some of our good rookie minis. Okay. So we have a lacrosse player, our surfer guy, Severino. Oh, that's cool. Musgrove. He's of course a rookie, but that wasn't the one I meant when I said Lopez. Oh, you had ticket. Oh, he hung himself. Oh, man. Oh, that's awful. Because that other, oh, why am I blanking on his name? Well, the other musician that committed suicide fairly recently. I can't remember the guy's name nor the band name, and I know both, but they're not coming out of my head. Oh, and Justin, you had tickets to go see him, to see Lincoln Park. Wow. You know, you always think if you were famous and you had lots of money and could, you know, go and do and whatever, that you would be happy, but obviously it must not work that way, because there's an awful lot of wealthy and famous people who take their own lives. So obviously, I guess the adage, money can't buy happiness kind of thing must be true, but boy, I think it can certainly make you happier. Anyway, but I'm sad to hear that. That's a shame. Wayne, I like your sport fishing lure cards. They're actually pretty cool. And they're very well done. So I think you made a good choice with those. And I'm assuming you probably are a fisherman, right? So I'm guessing that had something to do with, oh, nice. Something to do with why you chose that extra category. Here's a little Jake Arrieta pinstripe relic. Yay. Jake Arrieta maybe needs to kind of get back on track a little bit, but yay, pinstripe relic. Oh, so you do fish a lot. Cool. When I was younger, I fished some. It's been a long time. We had bamboo poles. That's what my dad, you know, had us fish with, bamboo poles. And I mean, I never was. I mean, I certainly went and it was fun and whatever. And then one time, I don't even remember how old I was, but I was probably preteen, I guess. I caught a bass, and it was a pretty good size one, so we took it home for my mom to clean it and everything for us to to grill it, to eat it. And it was pregnant. And she told me, you know, when she was cleaning it, that it was pregnant and, you know, had its, you know, eggs and whatever. And it, like, wigged me out. And I really could never fish anymore after that. I don't know. It just kind of, yeah. But when I did, before that happened, I used to enjoy it. It was very relaxing. And my cousin's a big fisherman. He moved. He lives in Texas now. I don't see him anymore. But when he used to live here and when we were younger, there's a Mike Trout. He fished, I mean, all the time. Loved fishing and would take, you know, big trips. Nice. That is is that a photo variation on that Guriel? I'm not sure if it is or not. So yeah, there's definitely some fishing running through the family. So who have we here? This is Norman Dale, a coach. A coach of what? Oh, that's Gene Hackman. That is Gene Hackman in character as Coach Norman Dale. Okay, so the celebrity category gets another hit, this time with a Gene Hackman autograph. So celebrity category, you have a Gene Hackman auto and a Jonas Brothers relic coming your way. National Park. Another buyback. We had one buyback in something. I think maybe in one of the Bowmans a bit back. That I mean was just like bent all to thunder. Had a lot of creases and what I would consider kind of moderate to heavy wear on it. And I'm thinking, man, like, could you not have bought back one in maybe a slightly better condition? I don't know. So Wayne, if you do saltwater fishing as well, have you ever, you know, you see these stories all the time about people who are out and sharks, you know, golly, a shark jumped in a guy's boat. I think it was in Australia, like a big shark jumped in a guy's boat when he was out fishing. And then, you know, you always see the people with the videos of sharks circling their boat and stuff like that. There's a little Alex Bregman. That's a nice little rookie hit on that box loader for the Astros. So have you ever had any kind of shark encounters? Shark Week, by the way, one of my favorite shows when it comes on every year on Discovery Channel. And this year, Michael Phelps, the Olympic swimmer, is supposed to race a shark in Shark Week. I am so jazzed. I cannot wait. I mean, and you know it's going to be obviously staged and whatever, and it's not like he's going to be just out floating around in the ocean racing a random shark, but yet the premise of it seems terribly entertaining, and I'm very excited to see what happens with Michael Phelps racing a shark. Even I know, as I say that out loud, that that just does not sound right, but there you are. That is what's going to happen. So so you've had sharks around the boat but not jumped in. Well, I think that's the way to have it, right? If they're just around the boat, that's fine. The jumping in would be a little extreme. I think I would probably like flip out and have a very hard time if one jumped in the boat with me. Lumberjack dude. But that Australian guy, I mean, he lived, and it was the shark, I guess, didn't, but the guy did. And the boat wasn't all that big. It was a fairly small boat, and the shark was fairly big. And I want to say maybe they had to come and get him. Like the shark, I think might have, I think that's a short print as well, the Killebrew. I think the shark might have like wrecked his boat in there thrashing around, and maybe Coast Guard or somebody had to come and get him. I'm sure it's in Google. Well, not in Google. I'm sure Google could bring it up. Because it wasn't that long ago that it happened. But it was crazy. So this is box 4. There's another judge. There is this is box 4 of 5, or 5 of 6. Good grief, why can I not get my stuff together tonight? This is box 5 of 6 that we are opening tonight. I was just double checking, counting the ones in the floor. I'm like, let's make sure I've got that right. Oh, yeah. I would say that they do tear your stuff up. I mean, because they don't, I think a lot of times they don't know. I mean, certainly there are, I guess, some sharks that have a taste for eating people. But I think a lot of sharks, it's just they don't know what something is in the water when it's a person, you know, thrashing around or whatever. And they just kind of take a little bite to figure out what's going on, and their little bite kind of cuts us right in half. So yeah, I would say that they probably would be able to bite through a fiberglass boat and anything else. So glad they finally called Moncada up. Like, I really kind of thought he would have been up before now. I think everybody kind of thought he would have been up before now, so. Of course, the next thing is going to be, we're all going to be chasing after Clint Frazier, right? Well, assuming that he continues to do well, but who's that guy? Sports writer. Brooks Robinson. Seems like it's always a Yankee, though, right? A Yankee and a Cub. Yankees and Cubs are always who we're... Seems like they always have rookies that we're chasing after. Well, of course, this year, Astros and some other teams as well, but... Oh, a little Giancarlo relic for the Miami Marlins. Yay, Giancarlo. All right, we're about to run out of room to stack things, aren't we? Getting close. Carlos Correa. I can't believe everybody hurting their hands and their thumbs. Like Chris Bryant went out, was it yesterday, I think it was, with his messed up pinky finger, and then Correa, of course, hurt his hand or his finger, and of course Mike Trout just coming back from having messed up his finger in his headfirst sliding ways. Little Josh Donaldson, that's a piece of, is that a piece of the bat? Yeah, it's a piece of the bat for Josh Donaldson and the Blue Jays. Actually, I want to see something. Okay. Of course, Mickey Mantle is not in Topps anymore. I guess you guys probably all already know that. We talked about it a while back, but his first appearance in the Panini products is in Optic that will be opening, I think, tomorrow night. So after all these many years of being exclusive with Topps, the family signed a deal with Panini back several months ago. So no more Mickey Mantle in here. I wonder if they're going to, I'm sure they are going to try to. I don't know whether or not they will be successful, but I'm willing to bet that they will try to sign an exclusive with Aaron Judge, and I'm sure Topps is going to try to do the same thing, and I would expect that Topps will outbid them in this case. But you never know, because right now, I think he has, well, I know he has deals with both, because you can pull his signature out of either one. In fact, I have some Panini Elite Extra Edition downstairs that we'll get into and break before too long. There's an Ozzie Smith Mini. Because we'll try to find some Aaron and some Cody Bellinger and whatnot. They do sometimes have them first in Panini, believe it or not. Or at least more frequently, I should say, because I think Topps did have another Cody Bellinger, but it was in a product of a couple years ago, and then they have not had him since until now. Whereas Panini has had him straight through. Paul, I don't know if there is a guarantee on the rip card. I don't know that is guaranteed at one per case. I will have to look that up. I don't know off the top of my head on that. And I'm sorry, I got distracted there for a minute. I saw the Yankee cap, and I'm thinking, oh, did we just hit Aaron Judge? But so the Yankees do have another hit, but it's Dellin. It's not Aaron. But still, good for the Yankees. And, of course, the rip card was great. Rip card's awesome for the Yankees. Nice hit on that one. I don't know. I want to say that there is not a guarantee on the rip card, but I will have to double check that. Because sometimes things change from time to time, and honestly, I open so many different sports and so many different products and sets that occasionally I will get myself twisted around as well. I'll think something is something might have been a case hit in one thing, and I still have it in my head for the next thing, and vice versa. So I will double check that for you, Paul. I don't know for certain. My instinct is that it is not a guarantee, but we'll have to verify. Well, I cut that one too high. Try that again. Well, did I cut it too high again? Come on. Let's pull it apart at that point. Mike Trout. I wish we could pull one of those signed. But the Cody Bellinger, that's good. The Rip card, that's really good too. So we've pulled some nice things. And this, I think this was the traded case, the one that I told you guys about. I got the one that was all, the case itself was all dented and banged up and beat up, and so I didn't want to keep it because, I mean, it had a lot of outer damage on the case, like more than I've really ever seen on a case, on a new case. So it just made me nervous that the boxes inside, and thus possibly the cards inside the boxes, could be damaged. So I am glad that I made them trade it out. All right, let's see who our minis are. Another Bust a Move. McCutcheon. Reading. Who is that guy? Professional golfer. All right. I have a hard time kind of getting into golf. To watch, I mean. It just has such a slow pace for watching. Oh, I'll tell you something else that came in today. You know, we do the autographed baseballs, and we've been doing some of the, oh, Harriet Tubman. We've been doing some of the Preferred Players Edition most recently. Oh! There's a little Aaron Judge. It's not signed, I know, but you have a nice little Aaron Judge relic with a pinstripe. So we've gotten Judge and Bellinger so far. I think we're on the right track. I think we are. So, yeah, so the balls. The Onyx Preferred Players Collection. We've been opening some of those. I have some more of those. But what came in today, a little bit ahead of schedule, is Onyx has another series of autographed baseballs. And it's for the National, for the convention. You know, the trading card convention sport. Well, technically it's a sports collectors convention. Anyhow, it's made for that, exclusive for that, whatever you want to call it. And it has on the checklist Aaron Judge, Ian Happ, Cody Bellinger. Oh, what's the kid's name? Oh, it's one of the, it's the prospect that everybody's really excited about right now. Kevin, oh, why am I blanking on his last name? Because that's the kind of day it's been, clearly. Anyway, he's in there. It's a really strong checklist. And my little case of that showed up today. So, I got that listed as well. Yes, the Yankees are doing well tonight right now. Which is probably, you know, they need some good nights occasionally, because it's expensive to buy the Yankees in any 2017 product right now. It really doesn't even matter what the product is. The Yankees are a high-priced commitment right now in baseball for current year. And there's plenty of times when the Yankees end up pulling nothing or very little and maybe have a lot invested in a break. So, Reggie Jackson. So it is nice when it evens out sometimes for them. But of course, you know, I mean, I like everybody to get hits. I don't ever want anybody to not get a hit. In fact, that's one thing I've said often is if some company would just come along and guarantee, sorry, I was just feeling that again. It felt kind of weird, but it is just a single card. If somebody would come along and guarantee, hey, there's a hit for every team in this case, they would sell like crazy. Well, there's a nice little Addison Russell for the Cubbies. But really, don't you kind of wonder, like, why they don't do that at some point? Why wouldn't you just come out with some kind of product? I mean, I don't know what one it would be, but something where you would just say, yeah, every team is going to have a hit in the case. I think it would do quite well. I mean, they have to know by now that a large amount of their product is being sold to be broken. All right, this is the last little bit. We got those and these. And we're in the home stretch for tonight. Back half of this case, I think I have up listed to end on Monday night. If not Monday, it's thereabouts, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that kind of range. But I think it's actually Monday night. And I do have a couple more cases actually of Allen and Ginter. Because it's fun. So I had pre-ordered a little bit before, of course, everything went like crazy, and it's a good thing I did because I would not be able to get it now. Well, not at any kind of reasonable price. We'll rephrase that. Seems like these days stuff comes out, and the same day it comes out, the price will go up by 30 or 40%. And by the end of the week, it's doubled in price, which is, I mean, from the pre-sale price, which is crazy. Of course, football was largely that way towards the end of last year, too, so. And I'm betting that basketball is going to be that way as soon as we get into the new products, because it's a really good rookie class this year. Oh, we're going to have a numbered insert there. So I think we're probably going to roll right from, obviously we've rolled from football into baseball. I think we're going to roll right into basketball as well. And I guess it did not. Which one of these other cards has a red back? But first let's take a look at who we have. We have Verdugo, numbered to 99. Alex Verdugo. And is this, all right, well, I'll have to look up to see if this guy is on. Is he in anybody's system? Is he on a farm team? Is he literally just playing for Team Mexico? I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with him. So we will look that up momentarily since we're rolling towards the end of the break here. Wow, that's the one I saw that had the red back. And that's because, what, it's from 1989. It's a repo of a, well, it's a 1989 buyback card that is showing an older card on the card that was bought back. Did that come out right? I don't think so. Okay, so before we recap, I need to deal with this guy. We're going to set everything out here, and then I'm going to jump on and see what I can. We're going to go to see if I can see. See, oh my goodness, see if I can find out anything about this player. But of course, first, before that, I hit the wrong thing on my silly iPad and took my screen away, took my view away. Did you get the idea that it's been one of those days for me? I think you probably have figured that out by now. I did not get enough sleep last night, and I have paid the price all day today. All right, let's see what I can find out about this guy. So he is a Dodgers prospect, apparently. That is what that is. Make sure here. Yeah, so apparently, yeah. Okay, so this is a Dodgers hit with the Verdugo, Alex Verdugo, Duggo, whatever, however you say his name. And then we have Addison Russell for the Cubs. Our Aaron Judge for the Yankees with the material. Dellin for the Yankees in the little frame. Donaldson for the Jays with a piece of the bat. Carson Fulmer for the White Sox in the frame. Giancarlo for the Marlins. Gene Hackman, that goes to the non-baseball celebrity category. Jake Arrieta for the Cubbies. A Jonas Brother relic also goes to the celebrity non-baseball category. Will Myers for the Padres with the little piece of the camo uniform. Another Cub. I didn't realize how many Cubs were in here. John Lester. Another Dodger. Maeda. And then here he is again for the Dodgers. And then Michael Fulmer for the Tigers. And Justin Verlander for the Tigers. And this is, of course, not signed, but is in the frame and does have the little blank back. And this is one of the cloth. You know, they have little mini medals and they have mini cloth and etc. This is the mini cloth for George Brett. The sweet, sweet rip card numbered to 60 for the New York Yankees. Oh, Justin, thank you for putting that up. For some reason, I just now saw where you put up and said Dodgers minors. I did, yes, find that, did Google that and found it real quickly there. For some reason, that guy just wasn't on my radar. I'm not really sure why, but I didn't have him in my head. And then our redemption for the Dodgers of the full-size autograph card for Cody Bellinger. which, oops, yeah, I did say I would go checklist, do that. Although we know it's Bellinger, let me just jump in here real quick and we'll do that. And if you didn't know all of the checklists, you can pull them up as well on the tops.com website. And there's metal variations, mini base, full size relic. All right, there we go. So we are all good there with Mr. Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers. And that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks everybody for hanging in there with me. I know this one took a while. Probably be a little faster the next time now that I have a hang of what needs to happen with it. So for now, that is all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Always appreciate your business and hanging out with me and chatting with me. I like that part too. So thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your night and have a good day tomorrow. We're almost to the weekend. Bye-bye.